The following gaming talk show is brought to you with as many gaming interruptions as possible by your internet connection.
This is Shaco from League of Legends, and you're watching One Life to Play, you f***ing noobs.
No, I love it.
No, I love it.
No, I love it more than you do.
It's the only game I play on my DS.
It's the only game I play.
Ever?
Ever.
You guys are crazy.
Those are flavored waters.
Yeah, I drink
No,
water.
this is
What flavor is that?
Perrier?
Perrier.
Oh,
The
it's
other one was strawberry. This one's, I think, l'orange.
L'orange.
Yeah, it tastes like carbonated water with a hint of orange.
Yeah,
Just a
I like
small
it.
hint.
A
Yeah, no, it's
smidge, if you will.
a smidge.
Smidge. Okay.
Titbit.
When I asked what flavor that is, and you said Perrier, I was like, "There's a flavor now." Shit.
Orange.
I wanna. Okay. This is the Maincast, episode 832. I am your host, Braz. It is Thursday, September 28th, 2017. Maincast is where we talk about the news, maybe a topic or two, but we definitely get. Oh, look at that. Someone just pointed out I do not have the correct logo behind me. So I will change that. I will change that in a bit. But yeah,
You should
Maincast,
change that for sure.
we talk about some news.
It's just scrolling.
Oh yeah, that's just my flipboard up. We get to talk about some news, topic or two. We definitely want to hear what you guys are talking about in the chat too. So you could join the chat on Twitch, YouTube, or Mixer. We see it all. If you want to join the
You
main
see it
one,
all.
it's gonna be a Twitch. Yeah,
We don't
I
see
see
crap.
it all. I see it all. I see everything, right?
You know,
Sky.
Okay, so let's get right into it. We do want you to know you can watch replays of the Maincast on our website, onelifetoplay.com, or you can find them on iTunes, YouTube, or Twitch. Check those out. Leave some comments. Let us know you're out there. We definitely want to hear back from you. Definitely. We, of course, want to hear back from you.
We like
you
people.
You can email the show,
Sometimes.
too, at podcast@onelifetoplay.com. We'll take those, possibly read some of those in the shows in the future. Let's get right to it. We got a few things up in the news. The first thing I want to obviously get to, I think everybody around this table may be a bit excited about it. Atari as a console. It is official. I think they said it was official maybe a couple months ago too. But even when it was rumored back in the first quarter of this year, everybody's like, "What? Why would Atari do this again?" Does it have legs? The Atari box? I see a lot of shaking heads. No Atari box for you, Doc.
No legs.
No Atari box for you, Doc.
I want her to explain it first.
I'm just trying to figure out what are they going to release on Atari.
Okay,
Hold on. She's going to explain everything for us.
Let's get the details of it.
The
Nerd
deets,
girl.
as we call them.
deets.
The deets. What's in this Atari box?
It is an Steam machine that's dressed as an Atari and plays Atari games.
Oh.
So it's a Steam machine for Halloween?
Steam machine for Halloween. Wow. No, it's not. That's awful. But that's basically what it comes down to when you read about it. I, as a collector of
Everything with circuit board,
everything with a circuit board.
I have every sound card ever made.
Every sound
sound blaster.
Oh, you see some of the shit I found when I was going through my stuff. It's kind of sad.
I collect AC adapters.
I have all of the plugs. No, of retro is my favorite love. I saw AtariBox and I was like, oh my god, another Atari.
That is retro.
It is the coolest thing that rhymes with my name. So I have a weird love because of
Nerd
that.
Girl Atari.
Yes,
I'm not
because
quite
of
sure
that.
how
My
this
gamer
works.
tag. No.
You're not
So-
a rapper.
But I'm not a rapper.
You don't know what I do when no one's around. So I got real excited, and so I've been keeping up with it, and then I see what it is, and I'm kind of like,
Oh, you're really on the
it's-
ad side?
yeah, it's $300. I think there's going to be a couple different models from what I've heard, but not read, like from Atari. It's $300 of. It looks like an Atari. It has wood casing like an Atari would.
So is it like the 8300 version? Like I
what
think the
number they
8300 had wood version. Wood.
The 2600 had.
2600 was all black.
Nope.
I had a 2600.
You had the Darth Vader, the Vader box.
Oh, okay.
There's
The
the
dark
heavy
plastic
sixer,
one, right?
huh?
That was the plastic one.
Yeah.
Okay.
The heavy sixer and the 4-switch had the wood grain. I have a problem.
Fancy now.
The Vader ones, anyway. So this one I've seen both mock-ups of the wood grain and of the all black. I don't know if they're going to do both, but it's $300 that emulates old Atari games, but also runs on Linux. So if you can do it on Linux, technically you'll be able to do it on this thing. So to me, again, this
You
is
would
not,
save $300.
I would save $300.
Or if you can
'Cause
do it on that thing, you can do it on your Steam box already.
Right. So in my head, the way, like, as a collector, the way I think of it, if it's a standalone machine that plays unique games, I consider it a console. And it's something I want. This is not that. This is an emulator that can do even more.
So it's a $300 emulator.
It's a $300 emulator that you can play low-end Steam games on.
Yeah. I feel like it's like a PC that just comes pre-packaged instead of having Norton antivirus. It comes with
an
a
Atari emulator.
So it's like
Atari
it's like a
emulator.
PC that comes with Wild Tangent.
Yes. Yes. It's not.
wild.
I mean, it's cool that Atari is doing something hardware again, and I'm excited about that. But it's not.
Would you rather seen like Atari do hardware again in terms of like accessory peripherals, controllers, things like that?
absolutely.
Yeah, I would see.
This
I would have
is-
liked to see like joysticks. Let me see the joystick again.
This is literally a branded Atari branded computer.
Not ready for it,
Yeah.
or
It
is
it has
is
no identity.
Yeah.
It's like a box that looks like an Atari, but inside of it doesn't
It's
scream
a low-end
Atari.
gaming PC.
So
Right.
is this like just a jump, or are they trying to chase
This is
NES
a
classic
nostalgia
money?
chase.
It's
Yeah,
classic money,
That's exactly
right?
what it is.
Like realistically, say you loved Atari, but you
Yes.
didn't read this article or you didn't really know much about it. You're probably the consumer that would go out and buy this based on your nostalgia of Atari.
right.
There's plenty of people out there that are like that. If this thing appears even in stores and doesn't just become like an online ordering kind of a scenario.
I can see this being popular with people that want a gaming PC in their living room. Kind of like what Steam tried to do,
Yeah, I love this. I love my Steam box.
where like you can
You mean your computer?
yeah.
You can run the same software that's on Steam box on your computer. I think it's called Big
No,
Window.
but that's what I'm saying, is that it's big picture.
Yeah.
Big
yeah.
picture.
What I'm saying with this is if you already don't if you don't have a computer in your living room, like you just have your office with your computer in your house, but you want to be able to play Steam on your TV without the lag of having the Steam Link or buying a whole new machine, this will be great. This is fine.
I don't see a need
But
for that. Like,
exactly,
everything you just
that's
described,
the
there's
problem.
Very small niche.
It's a small market because people.
$300.
But that's the one thing that they have going for them, is it's a lower price point than if you
Well-
were to buy a Steam machine, or if you were to buy a gaming media PC.
Mhm.
This is a good price point for that. But to market it as an Atari that can do other things is incorrect.
So
Steam
now
machines are like $900 still.
600, I think, is
that's
the lowest.
600 is the
one.
lowest. I thought. Yeah,
Okay.
600.
But still, that's a lot of money for something that you're not going to be using constantly.
So my question,
Right.
it's already built up. I can bring over my current Steam library, but only certain games. Will
yeah, it's
probably
not.
use that.
From the specs that they're kind of talking about, it's not. It's not going to run Skyrim on Ultra.
So this won't be the first home console that has PUBG before Xbox. I'm just
I mean,
just saying, like,
technically
can it run PUBG? It probably should, right?
They probably should. I don't
Wow.
see why.
Oh, PUBG would probably run.
I
on
wouldn't
this
see
thing.
why I wouldn't be able to run the games, but just at lower settings.
PUBG is not a
It-
beautiful looking game.
right.
Have you ever played it?
Okay, but I would say the intensity of it. You're talking about like lower end games. The intensity of the game. You're still talking about 100 players, multiplayer. It's
Yeah,
still
but
handling that.
Over the course, like remember how like N64 was, where there was a lot of like fog in the levels?
Yeah.
Basically, like think about how PUBG works. There's people up here, there's people here, here, and here, and none of that stuff is happening on your screen, which means you don't have to load any of them animations. The system just needs to basically tell you in a little chat window who died and how many players are left. So none of the resources are being used on your machine to watch those people die.
So again,
or collect
that's
things
what I'm saying.
or whatever.
This is then the first console that has PUBG. When does this thing come out? Do they have a date on it?
Last quarter of this year? Did they say this year or early next year?
I didn't catch the date, but I'm
read
pretty
it
sure
in
it's
my last-
still.
This year.
But when the last article that came out, there were hardly any details that really, again, screamed, "We know what we're talking about."
Right.
They were kind of like very secretive about a lot of
Even
things.
if you-
What was the line of dialogue they used? We'll have a large selection of Atari games.
Right.
What does that mean?
Will it have
81
Pitfall?
games?
Jesus Christ.
40?
The entire Atari line.
Entire library?
I mean, technically, you would be able to do that if it's running Linux.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's an Atari.
They have it for
It is spring.
Yeah, they have it for spring of 2018.
Okay, that sounds about right.
According to NBC, they have an article here that shows Atari has more than 90,000 registrations on their website for this thing at a $249 price point. I mean, I know it's early, but that's a high number this early. I mean, without an actual date that is coming out, without a pre-order system to actually put money down on it, that's a pretty high number.
There could be 70,000 employees that work for Atari worldwide that might have pre-ordered just because they
I mean,
have
it's
to
not
do their
pre-orders.
job.
It's people signing up for subscription to let us know.
Yeah.
And that's all that is.
Yeah. That sounds reasonable.
Yeah, I don't think
There's
that's...
300 million people in the world.
If you can turn that to sales,
You can't.
that's you don't think it's going to happen. You just want...
I mean, I'm the market I would think they would want to market it to. Someone that really loves Atari. That's the first console I had was the 2600. I should be going crazy right now, and I'm not.
No,
and I don't think this is something that you buy out of nostalgia for Atari. I think it's something that you buy for a peripheral because it can do something that's pretty slick to be able to put those Steam games on a TV. I think that I don't think the draw is because it's Atari 2600. It looks like it, and I'm remembering what Atari can do. I think it's more of.
But that's not how they're going to market Watch.
They're not going to do it.
Watch. That's not what they're going to market it as.
See, they would lose because if you market it as the highest reasonably priced emulating machine to get your PC games on a TV in your living room, then I think people will get.
They would do better if that's the direction they're taking, but that's not the direction they're taking.
Well, they're dead in the water. All right.
Again.
Yeah, I don't.
What was the last one?
If
Jaguar?
you're paying $300 for that, that thing should be able to play PUBG, like you said.
I mean, but the possibility is that it can. So, is it worth it then?
It's just branded Atari logo.
Yeah,
I mean, it has to. There has to be some sort of other complexity that we just don't know about yet. Hey, come on, who's going to spend $300 on an Atari?
12 people.
90,000 people.
I'm probably one of those.
Okay. Next up.
So, like, on the flip side, would be like, what would be the most realistic, the top 10 or top 5 realistic games
to put on it? What they're talking about?
And graphic-wise in general.
How many games
so we
you
have
talk about?
Atari, which is like, I'm playing with pixels.
Wait.
So the flip side of it, you're paying $300 for that, but on the flip side of it, you want to just play some really good, awesome games.
You know what would make me buy it? I think this would do the same thing for you too, if it was in 4K.
Oh, well, is it remastered in 4K? Yeah, that is it. That is
not even remastered.
Itself?
I want 4-bit in 4K.
Okay, wait a second. Are we joking here? Are we talking about a $300 console can do some 4K?
4-bit 4K.
Okay,
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
Why not?
We're still kind of on Steam. Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct
is available for Steam users.
I love that game.
Oh my god.
So why is everybody so excited about Killer Instinct on Steam now, but weren't excited on it when it was on Xbox?
It's the best fighting game ever made.
Really?
Yep. Yeah.
I mean,
It's
I think it only
notorious, I'd say.
What was your highest combo?
I don't know, 82.
No, I didn't even get that high. I think mine was probably in the 50s.
Well, combined with like a standard combo with an ultra combo, like in the 80s.
Yeah, mine is probably in the 50s.
I had like 144 with TJ combo.
144. Shit.
Video proof or it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't have Twitch
That was
back
like-
then.
That was like
So what
15
year was
years
Killer
ago.
Instinct actually? Like what year did it?
Years ago.
1996
Was it 96 or 94?
I think it was 94.
or 94?
That would be Killer Instinct on Nintendo 64. To be
Nope.
exact.
SNES.
SNES.
And Game Boy.
No, I mean the one that I did the.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't say here, but I think it was 94 when it first came out.
You know what's
now, the
funny?
thing I can't hear
Sneeze.
understand about this. Let me just get through
Yeah.
one of the things. The biggest, so the headline is Steam got old school friendly with Killer Instinct. So it looks like you're able to get it on Steam now, but it's a shinier version. That's what they're calling it, a shinier version of the remake that was released on Xbox One. And I don't know what that really means. Like if they're saying like how it
Cleaned it up?
originally
It was polished.
released on Xbox One, and the one you're getting now on Steam is what it is now on Xbox
Well,
One.
remember,
'Cause
there's,
they're calling it a
there's
port.
seasons of the game, so you probably get all of the characters for one price.
Right, they say 26. You get the 26 characters. 26 fighters, and you do get Rash from Battletoads.
Yeah.
That was pretty
Yeah.
cool. But they don't say anything about the maps that you're getting, the levels.
Man, blow that picture up. Killer Instinct. He's giving him the monster cake.
So my question though is, Xbox One has Killer Instinct for free right now.
It always has.
It always
is it,
has been.
Is it free on
Not.
Steam?
She's
then?
got a good point. Listen to this.
Is it free on Steam?
No.
No, because
Go ahead.
Killer Instinct pisses me off so badly. I've said this before. It's the most expensive free game ever. The season bullshit. The fact that it was free with the one character. Go to hell.
You don't think?
Like,
You don't think? What is Warframe is the most expensive free game? Because that's damn sure is the most expensive free game to
But
me.
they marketed this as a free game.
Same with Warframe.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but all these games are marketed that way.
They
Like
their
Warframe
their,
is the
their
same.
slogan literally was "Fight for free."
Oh, that's right. That's true. That's true. But
played that
I
game for like 2
stopped.
weeks.
I
2 weeks.
stopped playing Killer Instinct. I stopped. I'm not interested in this. I don't care.
So
I'm not gonna
but
touch
it's
it again.
for money. It's for money on Steam. Like
Right,
the base,
so
Yeah,
you're getting
you have to
everything.
way
buy-
cheap. You know how much I bought for on the Xbox store when it first came out for Windows 10?
$74,000.
No, $60, and I got all 3 seasons. I got literally everything that has ever been made for
Yeah,
the game.
you buy that Ultimate Edition where you don't have to unlock anything.
Right, when they pretty much should stop making updates for the most
But you
part.
can, you can unlock all that
$60. It's
just by playing it.
$30 right now. 30.
But
On
everything
Steam.
that you get in $30, you can buy the $30 version on Xbox. But everything you get for $30, you can unlock yourself. You can unlock that.
Yeah, but for $30, I can basically have MKXL, but in Killer Instinct instead. You paid money for Injustice and MK and Dragon Ball Z or whatever fighting game, insert here. Okay, this game is one of the greatest franchises ever made. The company that made it, Iron Galaxy, made a really good port of this game. A really, really good... No, not port. Reimagining of this game. Trying to figure out a way to make
This
Killer
one right
Instinct
here, you're
relevant.
calling it a
Yes.
reimagining?
Oh, yeah. No. I
The
meant
one
like
on
reinventing,
Xbox.
essentially.
Oh, just
Basically
bringing it
taking
back
a
into
concept
this. Yeah.
and somehow finding a way to make it fun and relevant again to people who love the original. $30, you get everything. I mean, I'm not going to rebuy this game again. I barely played it to begin with. Look, we all know what it's like. We buy games and we don't play them. This is the life we live,
That
guys.
is not
we all
true.
know that.
I play every game.
You're the
Gave
worst
you the
liar in
minion-
the world.
She gave you the minion tongue, like
I
every
bought this
time.
game because I was
Pick the
excited
minions.
about Killer Instinct. I've played it a handful of times, but it's not a game I've literally ever sat down with for more than 20 minutes.
Okay,
And I
well,
hate
maybe
that about myself. but it's
Maybe
just
more
the way
people
games
can
are.
now that's on
I do.
Steam.
I hate it because I love this game. I love it.
Are you going to
You
end
know-
up with it on Steam?
You know our next conversation then, and I can guarantee by summer of next year, why isn't it cross-platform? Because right now you can cross-platform the Windows 10 edition with Xbox One. So with the Steam edition, be cross-platform into the two of them.
right. Why it should be able to.
Yeah.
Plus, a good point here about Killer
Fortnite.
Instinct that we should probably point out. Steam has the largest community of people that are congruently online at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And bringing a
Concurrently.
game like this that you don't really want to see die because maybe people aren't playing it on Xbox anymore, why not bring it to Steam? It's a smart move. Keeps
Yeah.
the game alive.
Steam has this unique ability in acquiring just
Random crap.
they
to bring
acquire
people
all these
together.
games, and it really is a community.
It is the platform
Because-
to play on.
It's not even that it's the platform. Steam built a marketplace to make games available and accessible.
Yeah.
I mean, and when you
Hail Lord Gaben.
I think that was the hardest part about PC games, that if you
on.
had, as technology
Take
grew, you had
Take it,
more
Gaben.
PCs. That was I think that was the initial problem that Steam solved, having multiple PCs. How do I buy one game one time and be able to play it whether I'm at
matter
home
where,
or
yeah.
at work, I'm at a friend's house? Steam solved that. And when it solved that problem, it solved the problem for the developer. How do I get my game bought and seen and bought?
Let's be
And
realistic.
you put
How many
the
people?
library with the marketplace. and
Battlefront
Steam-
2
and
comes
Steam
out.
did it.
How many
Goes
people
on
have
Steam,
that many
but it'll be on
PCs?
EA,
They're
right?
like, God, I wish I could play all my same games on my
You-
all my
There are 8
PCs.
in this room.
Yeah, you would be surprised. Like there was
I know
there
that's
was
a
this
factor.
little wave in the early 2000s. There was this little wave where you didn't say that there was no longer the statement of there will be a PC in every household. There were multiple PCs in
There'd be a
every
PC
household.
in every room.
There are 8 in this
there was,
room.
There was,
No, I know
that was going
But
on.
what I'm saying, like, I agree with your point. I just don't think it's the sole factor of the reason Steam succeeded. It just basically made games accessible
They made it
from
very
everywhere.
easy. They made it very
But-
easy.
Old, new,
I mean, if you-
reimagined, reinvented, re-released, whatever, it's all there. It's there on Steam. The biggest games from the oldest games to games that you thought you'd never see again to seeing show up with multiplayer support now through Steam, now through some weird internal application
But see,
that doesn't make
that's-
sense
but that's
anymore.
what I'm saying. That was, and
You're
that's
arguing
and
the same
exactly.
side.
You're saying the same thing. Like you ever listen to Gabe Newell speak? Like
Yes.
he talked about it before. His idea for Steam, that's what it came from. All he said was, "I wanted a library for my games. He said I wanted to put my games.
And that's
somewhere."
what it is.
That's why he
it's-
built.
and
So
it's
Steam
great.
was built to be a library first.
Yeah.
I've been in
and
the
he was on
same
network.
room as
That whole concept is like
I
totally
totally inside
cool.
his belly.
What is
Like
that?
I remember when I was
things.
bored half to death, and I just went on the computer where I was staying at, downloaded Steam. It took like 2 hours total to get the games that I wanted to play, and then I was playing Counter-Strike Source.
That was the easiest
And
part.
It was the easiest part was just signing in. The internet connection was great. Guess what? I got some entertainment.
Steam is a beautiful thing.
It is.
Yeah, I
Too
love
bad
it.
Origin exists.
Now Killer Instinct is on it. All right. Other news.
Ow.
What?
Sorry.
Oh.
I pinched myself.
Um.
I'm awake.
Life is real.
This is real. Yay! This story makes me so.
Oh, you like this one? Okay, I was gonna say this one for a second, but this might lead into Doc's
Animal abuse.
news here.
I love it.
Yoshi, do you guys remember this?
Yep.
Was this a big controversy?
No.
I
No,
guess
but it was definitely a thing.
It was noticeable.
Yeah, people are trying to
Super
figure out
Nintendo.
whether or not there's an animation, you kind of see it to the side here.
I don't understand.
Of when Yoshi's tongue is coming out, whether or not Mario was just pointing to what he wanted Yoshi to grab, or was he hitting Yoshi in order for him to react and whip his tongue out?
He was punching Yoshi.
He was punching him.
This was a thing.
The
I mean,
animation.
years ago, we had
Yeah.
this fight about a sprite because
The fight
someone
about
put
the
it
sprites.
in.
the sprite
what's that
fight. The sprite
stupid-
fight.
The fighting game on PC where you put all the sprites in.
Oh.
Mugen? Yes. Someone put him in, and I literally sat there and just like clapped yay because he is hitting him in the head.
Yeah.
He's hitting him in the head.
Well,
and
when it's
okay.
remastered in 4K, then it will,
Oh my God.
it won't look like that.
So
But he's okay with it. He has a very hard skull like a Rottweiler or myself.
It looks like
Even in the animation on the sprite, he looked like he's pointing still.
No, he's hitting him.
no, he looks like he's. I can see where you kind of see a finger. It looks like a finger's out,
Yeah.
like when he hits the animation. I wonder if I can zoom that. I'm not even gonna try.
No.
But it looks like the creators of, I guess, Yoshi himself. Well,
What's
the
his
designers
Japanese, what's
are.
his Japanese
I'm
name?
not even gonna try this. I'm gonna say the
Come on.
first name. Hino.
Hino
And- that's the second name, but I thought that was their first name, right?
No.
YG.
I thought their surname comes first.
No, that would be like calling him
That's
San
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is
or like Miyamoto-san.
Shigunfuni Hino.
Oh.
I think that was really good.
I don't even see where you are.
Shigefumi Hino.
Shigafuni Himo. Oh, Fumi. I thought that
Yeah,
was two
Fumi.
A's.
Fumi.
Fumi.
Oh,
Fumi.
I see.
Okay, so he did say the idea behind the
Or
design is that when
Hino-san.
Mario punches Yoshi, Yoshi is surprised that his tongue shoots out. This was translated on Twitter by Kyle McLean. He also stated that, there's a little bit more to this. But the idea was that they originally intended for one Yoshi to be a lizard of all things. He was not to be a dinosaur. The idea came from one of the other creators having this imagining for Mario riding a horse. When he saw that, just posted in his cubicle, he just started designing what Mario would look like on some sort of steed for Super Mario World. And because it was more dinosaur-like, he decided to make a lizard. They want later the lizard to look more like a dinosaur.
Something about that sentence is funny. Mario and his magnificent steed.
Oh, his steed. Oh, I thought it
Makes me
was
happy.
Mario and his lizard. That's what I was
Still
stuck
has
on.
a magnificent steed. Nothing makes me more happy than Yoshi.
Say it
I
again.
love Yoshi.
Yeah.
This is what we
I
want.
can't even try to do
When
it.
I play Mario Kart, I'm picking Toad or yes.
Okay.
I play Shy Guy.
But yeah, so controversy solved. He is punching Yoshi.
Yeah.
That is animal abuse. I don't know if anyone is behind
No,
Super
he
Mario
likes
and
it.
Yoshi anymore.
That's why he smiles.
He likes it.
He
He's
likes
not
it.
smiling.
Boycott. I'm boycotting
He
this
smiles.
game. We are not
After
going
he
to live in
comes
a
back.
world where people abuse dinosaurs like this and force them to eat weird spiky pineapple things and shoot flames out of their mouth. That is not how animals should be
shells.
treated. I will not play this game. I'm standing up right now.
Do you think?
in
Let's
solidarity
join.
for
We're join-
Yoshi
we're
and
I'm gonna
all
go home.
his kind.
I'm
Join
going to
hands.
play Super Mario World.
Join hands.
Join hands.
We are in
all the way
unity
around
right now.
The table, all
No
the way
homo.
around the table. We're all the way
No
around
homo,
the table.
right
We're
now.
joining hands.
We're joining hands. Oh,
No, I'm
but
going to
what?
go home and play Super Mario World.
You guys are off the
Join hands.
chain.
For my love train.
With
my
that, I'm gonna actually ask. Do you think PETA issues a statement?
God, I hope they do because they need to get their hands on this. If they don't, then what is this world coming to?
I know. What are we doing?
God, the fact that we can promote children. How many children are punching their dogs and cats, trying to get them to stick their tongues out
7.
to eat Shy Guys in
7.
real life?
7 children.
At least 7 children, and that's 7 children too many.
I think it's an accurate.
Okay.
I'm gonna go home and punch my dog tonight and see if he tries.
Don't do that. What are you
I want to
talking
see if it
about?
works. I saw it in a video
Do it
game.
to hippopotamus.
Guys, have you ever stuck your tongue to a frozen pole?
No, I'm
they
not
did in the
idiot.
Christmas story.
Sorrel?
Sorrel. I did that once because I saw it in the movie. I saw it in a movie and I didn't know if it was real, and I did it, and I ripped my tongue off, and it was really bad, bleeding all over the snow for like half a mile. It was terrible.
Wow.
You really
Just
did
saying,
that?
people do
Are you
things.
lying?
I was
No,
a
I
child
feel
when I
like
did
he-
it. I was like 4 or 5 years old, dude. I wasn't that old. I just didn't know
can't.
that was a thing.
These are people that we call friends.
I know. Why? Are you? Why? How old were you?
About
4 or
8,
5.
4 or 5.
Yesterday.
This was
36.
yesterday.
Just saying.
Like, how old am I now? Oh, 30.
Well, the worst part was I did it, and then my friends all went home and abandoned me, and it was getting dark out.
You're like,
And then
this
I was
guy.
like, I can't get a thing on this, and like no one was around. There was nobody in the neighborhood. Everyone was in their houses. It
So
was,
your friends
They're
were
gone,
around
dude.
you when
They
you put
abandoned
your
me.
tongue on the pole.
I don't. Wait, I
Bye,
might have been literally
Felicia.
4 years old. So we're talking 20 million years ago. So
32.
I don't remember. All I remember is that I was like stuck and I'm looking around and I'm like, there's no one here.
No one here.
No
No
one
one
here.
here.
What do I do? And I was like, I literally took my hands and I ripped it off, and I didn't know any better because I'm like, how do I get? I could have breathed warm air.
Wow.
Could have breathed warm air into my own tongue. That probably would have worked.
Yep.
Didn't know that. I was
Well,
a fledgling.
that's your fault for not knowing physics and chemistry at the age of 4.
Yeah,
Moving on.
I agree.
Right.
Some of us can't be that privileged. Why don't you check it at the door?
It's a
You
conspiracy.
and your
Check it.
education.
Check it at the door. Check it at the door.
Yeah, just saying.
I'm trying to find a segue. I'm gonna do it.
You can do it. Let's
You could be
stick to the topic at hand.
You could be privileged enough
Oh, God.
to be able to spend all of your funds on a video game in a casino-like style.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's good. Sure, this
Yeah,
is a
did that
stretch,
work?
but I like
Did
it.
that
That works.
Nailed it.
All right. Maybe speaking of some nostalgic games, Pac-Man.
There we go.
When's the last time you played Pac-Man?
I played Pac-Man on Google this weekend. Or, I mean...
On Google
like
on
2
Google
days ago.
Maps?
No, not on
Isn't that
Google
called
Maps.
Oh, you know you can play Pac-Man on Google Maps, right?
No, I didn't know
That
that.
was Waze.
I'd like to do that.
No, it's Google Maps.
Waze?
I'm pretty sure it's Google Maps
You
on
sure?
the browser. In the
I'm just gonna
browser.
keep saying Waze.
You can
Yeah,
only
just
do it
I
in
opened
the
up
Waze-
Google,
in-
clicked the little spinny thing,
Not in the Waze
the spinning
browser.
wheel of fortune, and it landed on
I can't.
Pac-Man, and I played Pac-Man right on my PC desktop. Just boom.
I'm sorry, the spinning wheel of fortune.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Pac-Man.
I swear to God. It was Google. You know how you click on the Google icon every day? Like you go to Google, it's different.
Yeah.
And you click on the icon, it does something. This time it spinned. And
Spun.
it spun. It spun. And I landed on Pac-Man.
Spin, pan,
and it
spin.
opened up Pac-Man, and I played Pac-Man right on
For
my PC
reals?
desktop.
What else was on
Oh,
there?
it was like a.
Did you give it
nostalgic
another
video game
spin?
roulette?
No, I
Atari's
just played
birthday.
Pac-Man, and then I got off.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Oh man, I would have.
Oh.
Hey-o.
Where's
Pretty
the where's
excited about
the?
Pac-Man, weren't we?
I,
I'm sorry.
you asked me the last time I say played
Oh,
Pac-Man.
I get it, but I mean, then you bring that up. You had a whole wheel of games. You only played Pac-Man and turned the shit off.
Yeah, I was tired,
man.
man. It was
I have
after I
You
got
gotta
off
text
Destiny.
me at times like that, guys. Check out the wheel on Google.
It was after we played Destiny that night.
I didn't even know that shit was going down. All right.
Uh,
There's another way you can play Pac-Man. If you're ever, I don't know who's getting this. I guess you have to be in a casino to see it.
Yeah.
I haven't even found out what casino has it yet.
We don't know what casino is going to have it yet, but it's going to be called Pac-Man Battle Royale.
Okay.
Which I'm very excited. Oh no, sorry, Pac-Man Battle Casino. Sorry,
Battle
that was the
Casino.
name.
That's okay. That's okay.
There are 4-player Pac-Man games out there, and I actually played one not long ago. It's like the old tabletop style Pac-Man games, where you have like the big TV in the middle and all the joysticks on the edges and stuff. And you're looking down at it rather than straight at it, right? And but yeah, it's going to be essentially a skill-based Pac-Man game that will start to appear in some casinos. You can put down a bet of either $2 to $20. You can only bet prior to the game starting, so if you're doing really well, you can't increase your bet. Obviously, it is a skill game. Then what it looks like once you win, or say you're the winner of the match, a little roulette will start to appear, and you can win from what it looks like. I believe anywhere from like $12 to $600.
To 600, yeah.
Yeah, which I thought
But
was really cool.
the wheel decides what you win. Like you can place the bet, but you
Well, I'm
can't change the
assuming
bet
that
after you
has some
play.
factoring into it.
Yeah, it's a factor, and depending on how
They
all
haven't
the
described it
bets,
yet.
all the 4 players who bet, what they bet, then the wheel will determine what the prize is if you win.
Yeah. Oh, the ghosts are still controlled by the CPU, so this is not like a house kind of advantage game.
It sounds house event. Anything you say,
Well,
is controlled
anything
by
in a
CPU.
casino is still house advantage, but you are playing against other people. It's designed to be played with either 2 to 4 people. So as far as I know, you can't just sit there by yourself and win over and over again. But what I really like is that I'm a big fan of Pac-Man. I love that game. Like Miss Pac-Man is still one of my all-time favorite games. And I was telling Nurgle earlier today, I have a thing whenever I go to an arcade and I see a Miss Pac-Man machine, and this is no joke, I literally will play every single one of them that I see. Every time. If I go to an arcade, Miss Pac-Man, I'm on it. Every time. It's the first thing I go to.
That's
I love
me
that
with
game.
Cubert.
However, there's one caveat. If the game does not have the speed mod, I will put my quarter in, start to move my character. If it's not there, I just walk away.
What's the speed mod?
It's where the
you
game
hit the
runs
button.
faster.
Yeah, you
the game
press
just
the
runs
button.
faster. You don't even have to press a button. You just literally, Miss Pac-Man just flies like all over the place.
Oh,
It
I thought you had
speeds
to
the
press
game up
button.
like 2 or 3 times.
Is that in like or you're just talking like an arcade machine? It's not like
Arcade
in the
machines,
console?
a lot of them have speed mods, but the ones that don't, it's noticeable, and the game is incredibly slow and boring. I literally can't play
I've
it.
never beat the first level of Pac-Man. Never.
Like the
Do you
first,
have it? You have it, right?
yeah, it's
We should load
championship
it up.
edition.
Oh,
I
I
Actually,
have
you have
it.
the championship edition is garbage. I don't
I have
have
it
Mrs.
on-
Pac-Man too.
I have it.
I bought it because that's like one of the few games my wife will actually play.
love Miss
She
Pac-Man.
loves
I
Miss
love that
Pac-Man.
game.
I
Yeah.
have
But
it.
man,
Still
like
can't do it.
I don't like going to casinos because I don't like spending a lot of money on things I know I'm going to lose on. But
I
I
don't-
would play me some
I don't,
Pac-Man.
yeah, that's the thing. Like I can get past the first level, but I can't get far enough in
Oh,
that
I'm
game to
good.
say I'm going to put some money down on that shit.
I used to have competitions with a friend of mine. We were going into level like 15, 20,
They're not
25,
friends
30.
anymore.
No, we're friends. We still hang out. The bar we go to doesn't have the machine anymore. Yeah, we used to. I mean, we were like when we had a competition, like he'd be on like level 20 and I'd be like on level 21 or 19 or whatever, and it was back and forth with this man. Like we were We were hardcore with that game.
Yeah.
I love Pac-Man.
Well,
love it.
I guess I won't find you in a casino, but we'll be on the
When
lookout.
they announce which one.
Well, we do have.
They have it in the casinos here. He would do it.
Yeah,
One left
I
to
might,
play.
I
Goes
might have
to
to
the
try
casino.
No, that sounds like the worst idea I've ever heard.
Oh
in
no,
my
because
life.
we need 4 people to play.
it. We got Jack Casino. We'll be there. We'll
Yeah,
try
buddy.
it out. If it's here, we gotta at least try it.
Absolutely.
Just like put a
That is
buck in
true.
there.
Someone take my debit card and don't let me have it back until we leave. Just so you know.
What if they made like competitive Q*bert?
I win.
Oh God.
I'd win.
I win. I win already.
So, before we get out of here, we got our last story. I want to check out some trailers, some other things that are coming out before we get to our last story and topic of the night. First off, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Grand Theft Horse.
Grand Theft
Grand
Horse,
Theft Horse.
aka Grand Theft Horse, dropped its second trailer. We are not going to take a look at that.
Please don't.
I am working on ways so we can take looks at those. But if you have not seen that trailer, you should look at it. Horses look beautiful. Fog looks great.
The horsetail.
It looks like Grand
Water's
Theft Horse.
amazing.
The sand looks real.
Yes, silhouettes are nice.
Yeah,
It
a
looks
lot,
like
of,
Grand
lot of
Theft Horse.
hoof prints in the dirt.
a lot
Yes.
of depth perception.
You okay? I do gotta admit that shit. That was some particle to up ass shit. Like
That sounded wrong.
The particles in that shit.
the
That
particle,
ass.
the particles in that ass.
Particles of that ass.
Good night, folks.
Okay. They're
Oh,
outdoing themselves. I think. I don't.
Well,
They
it's
have to
Rockstar.
do
They
Grand
have
Theft
the
Auto.
money.
Does the game have to be that?
Yes.
Good? Like,
Yeah.
Because
that
this is
Because
good?
of GTA.
They're
Yes.
using all the shark cash money that they're making and making a
Right.
better game from it.
And then when GTA 6 comes out,
Oh my god. I didn't
Think about it.
that thing.
The money you
my
guys
God,
put into
dude.
your shark cash that you buy.
Wait,
You buy
what?
fake money.
I don't buy
Real
no shark
money.
cash.
I don't. I earn it.
I-
I just earn it.
Some people do though.
A lot of people do.
A lot of people
A
do.
lot of people buy.
Absolutely.
They're all 12.
Think about that. All that shark cash is basically making a better next Rockstar game.
Yeah, man.
You are helping to fund.
Well, stop buying shark cash.
Why?
So we can
So
have
they can
crappier
finally get the game.
particle
So we
ass
can just get it.
particles?
Because if they keep on
Dude.
making more money, then
Yeah.
they're gonna keep on delaying the game. We could do
I
more.
want-
or we could do more.
No, I want better ass
It'll
particles
be like
in my
Grand
Red
Theft-
Dead Redemption.
Grand Theft Auto every 10 years, basically.
Well, that would make sense. They add so much to the darn game. It's like a brand new game every 2 months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's free.
Never played online.
They're free.
It's not
updates.
necessarily free then because you're making the money on it. So that's what gets you the free expansion downloads.
Yeah, no, he's kind of
would
right
you-
in a way.
would you
They're
call
making
them
so
free-
much
would you
money,
call
they
them
might as well
expansions?
offer it
Yeah,
for free.
man. All those expansions are free. That's what I was telling you. Like,
I mean, would you call them expansions?
Yeah.
I don't. I
That's
would-
what they do.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know.
That game is
You mean the game
always relevant. In other words, like you can't.
Because we live in Cleveland?
Will you see the same thing that's happening with GTA 5 with Red Dead Redemption 2?
No.
Can you branch Red Dead Redemption out to the success that you have in Grand
No.
Theft Auto 5?
In a way, yeah, because they're going to turn the after the story portion of the game into Grand Theft Auto, what it is
Yeah.
right now.
Grand
Guaranteed.
Theft Horse.
There will be Hot Wheels stunt tracks with your horse. There will be.
Will it be hoof cash? I don't know.
You'll be able to fly like
No,
like
they just come out with the
Pony
zombie
points.
version of it.
Pony points.
That's all they do.
pony points.
They come out with the zombie version of that game.
There he goes back to My Little Pony. Did you hear that?
Okay, I will. I you know me. I'm not a big zombie guy,
I
but
know
zombie
you're
horses.
You're not.
Zombie
Everyone-
horses
zombie
is
horses.
all
Everyone's
we do.
not perfect.
Yeah, we do zombie
Everyone's
horses.
not perfect. I
I'm
understand.
sold zombie horses.
Oh.
All right, 18 new games are coming to. You know what? Before we get into it, because that's 18 fucking games.
Don't worry, we don't have to talk about 16 of them.
Yeah.
You raising your hand?
I was scratching my head.
Oh, I thought we were in class.
Hello.
Sony Plus announced games for October. There are 4.
He's doing the
Are you
minion
being
spit.
me?
Yeah, he's
Why are
doing
you
the
being
minion
so mean?
spit.
You don't like these games?
Because
No,
the
there's more
one
than
game
4.
that no one cares about is
Yeah.
there.
Poopy trash caca.
Okay, so there is. You got Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain.
That everyone that
Cool.
wanted to play it already did. Move
And
on.
was disappointed.
No.
So I'm gonna. Okay, we're gonna do it this way. I'm gonna name each one, and you guys will give
Our 2 cent.
crew commentary.
Okay.
Crew commentary. We'll go through Xbox on this as well. All right, you guys ready?
No.
All right.
Our crew cent.
You've already done the Phantom Pain. Amnesia Collection.
Okay.
What?
I gotta have
Amnesia
now.
Cola.
I gotta have
Colon.
amnesia.
I said
Colon.
colon
I
collection.
didn't know Amnesia was
I have-
on consoles. Is
I have
that
amnesia
right?
colon
Yeah.
cancer.
What?
Amnesia colon cancer.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
it's just-
beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. That's the one
That's-
game that literally scared the living shit out of me.
Okay.
I loved it.
Get that one. Is the living shit scared game.
Oh, I screamed out loud.
But the Metal
Like
Gear
a-
is
Very in a high pitched voice.
This is the one that I think
one of the top 5 best looking games.
Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
Metal
Backwards.
5. Wait, you said
not
one of
fun.
the top
It's
10
one of the top 5 best
top
looking games. ever
5
released.
It's not fun.
It is
best looking
It's on
games
on that news thing. Yeah,
Oh, on this list.
on that list.
Oh, okay.
That's like saying.
Well, no, I'm saying
2012
on the
had great
list
disasters and
that
was
came
also a
out
good
for the
movie.
top 5 best looking games,
And
that was
awesome.
on it.
Who made this list?
It's on your news. It's in your Flipboard.
Top 5 best looking games? Is
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain is on here?
Yes.
I don't agree with that. We're gonna
You
go
don't
through
agree
that.
with that.
That's
It's
another
one
day.
of the top 5
we'll go through that
realistic
another
looking
day.
games.
Hey, you get a
ever
horse in
released.
that game.
One
But it's
that
amazing.
Nerdy
If you
Girl
can
is probably
only go
excited
take
about. Riggs. I cannot pronounce this. I was looking
Mechanized.
Is it
Combat
mechanized? Oh, okay.
League.
Mechanized Combat
Mechanicalized.
League.
No, there's no L in there.
Mechanifies.
Mechanical
Mechanized.
lid.
Okay.
Combat.
It's a VR required game.
Right.
It's free.
Right.
Happy?
Cool.
It's fine.
It's fine. Okay. That's you.
Oh,
That's free.
No, that's you.
that's free.
That's free.
That's been free.
I thought it was free too.
Yeah.
No, it did release for $20. It was $20 because this company makes
I
like
have it.
this
I did not
PlayLink,
pay for it, and I have it.
but the PlayLink game, the PlayLink people
But-
they
but-
make 3 other games and they're $20
Right.
each.
Okay, this one was already free.
How?
They decided. I don't know. I got it last month.
That's weird. Okay.
Weird.
Where it's free this in October too.
Again. Okay.
October. It's free again. It continues to be free.
See, it even says there. Stop trying to make That's You happen, Sony. It's not going to happen. So they've already made this.
Hue, also on Vita.
Who?
Hue.
You?
Hue.
I have that on something.
Hey,
I have it on
you?
Xbox.
Maybe it's on Xbox.
I have it on Xbox.
Hey, you?
It's like
Oh,
it's a really cool looking game. Okay, so it's a platformer.
Braid.
Yeah, it's Braid with color,
Yeah.
with single color. It's a
Don't you ever
monochrome.
compare Braid to anything.
It's a
I
monochrome.
swear to
I mean,
It's a
God.
monochrome braid.
I love
Yes.
Braid.
So like as you traverse
it's
through
on-
the platformer, you have to change the background color for different items to show up. For you to move across or hide different items so you don't get hurt by them. It's really, really cool
It's on
looking game.
Xbox Game Pass. That's why I have it.
That's why I have it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's free on Xbox Game Pass.
That's
Xbox Game Pass has a lot of games.
I
It's
already have
really cool games. Okay,
already
Skyforce Anniversary, also on Vita.
Okay.
Okay.
KK.
Whatever that is.
Monster Jam Battlegrounds PS3.
I'll play that drunk.
Okay.
Hustle Kings PS3. I kind
I
of
already
like
had
that.
it.
I
You got
thought
that?
was
Is this
kind
a
of cool.
pool game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was cool. It was cool. It's cool. I bought that game though. I think I paid $30 for that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it was $30 on PS3. I bought that because
You don't
there
even
was
have
a
a
whole.
PS3 anymore, do you?
No, when I had PS, no, I don't have it anymore. But
Oh, that's a shame.
I bought that because there was a whole Hustle Kings room inside of
Yeah.
PlayStation Home.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
I miss PlayStation Home.
Don't you ever criticize me for playing anything in my entire life if you talk about PlayStation Home.
'Cause I'm
I
on
love
PlayStation.
Hustle King
PlayStation
pool
Home.
game.
PlayStation Home was the shit.
I also spent too
admit.
much time on Second Life, so
Well, there you
same
go.
thing.
Okay, Xbox Live Games with Gold. You ready for this free? This freeness you got here?
We did
This
look at this, right?
mediocrity.
First up, you got Gone Home.
Gone home.
Yeah.
What did your
I fell
eye?
asleep.
What the fuck did your eye just do? Like, can you
think I
do
have
that
it on
again? I can't even zoom in there. What is this? That's gross.
Ah!
I can make
Okay.
it grosser.
Okay, you got Gone Home Console Edition. That's
Okay.
free for the entire month.
That game was so meh.
The
Yeah.
Touring Test. That's the second half of October.
That one I'm happy about.
I am excited about that because I've been looking at the game on Steam forever.
Yes.
Been wondering if I wanted to
It's
buy
on my
it,
wish
but
list
now
and
it's
never
free,
bought it.
so I get to try this game out. Xbox 360 also back compatible with Xbox One. You got Rayman 3 HD.
Oh, it's
I don't know if
HD.
I'd play it again.
Anybody curious why this game is being free now?
No,
After some of the rumors we saw at E3.
they want to get everybody in the role play.
I'm pretty sure there's a new Rayman coming out.
Yep.
It's probably going to be announced by the end of this year.
wanna see that face
we'll
again?
We'll be seeing that. We'll be seeing that again early next
walking.
year. We'll be seeing a new Rayman. So that is free as well. And then you've got Medal of Honor Airborne. This was actually the best Medal of Honor game. I played this so much on PS3. But it is free for 360.
The paradrop where you spawned in and you parachuted in and drop. That's the paradrops.
Yeah. That was a sweet
Shoot
one.
you out the
I think
sky.
I also played
And
like
you
a
can
version
buy it
of
for
this
$3
one.
pre-owned.
Yeah, there was a version of this one on Vita, I think, actually.
Medal of Honor.
There's a Medal of Honor on Vita.
Yeah, but I think it's just
Have
Medal
you
of
tried
Honor.
to go back to an old Medal of Honor game anytime soon?
No, I haven't tried to go
It's
back. I just know
like
I
doesn't have a PS4
pixelated
anymore.
to death.
I don't have it.
It's not even that. It's just
Well,
like,
now I can't go back to
you're just
Airborne. I
kinda
get it
like,
on backwards
why-
pedal.
why?
No, you can't.
You said why?
Yeah, I tried to go back to like Allied Assault, and I was like questioning my existence.
I'm gonna go back to
Oh, man,
Agent
that's
Talking
the
to
Empire.
first
someone that
one, dude.
Still has
Allied Assault is the
Consoles from
first.
20
I
years
loved
ago
Allied
hooked up.
Assault. I'm not gonna
I played
lie.
it on the PC.
I was super good at it too.
Allied Assault.
Yeah.
Switch games. I'm gonna go through these quick because it's gonna segue into where we need
Don't
to be.
even cover half them. Nobody even.
Yeah,
knows
we're
what
not.
half
I'm not
these
covering
games
all
are.
these, but there are a couple of them we're excited about. First
FIFA.
off, Doc, you saw Golf Story.
Yeah, I love golf RPGs,
Mario
especially
Golf.
ones that look like they came from the GBA.
You know what he really likes?
I'm gonna put this up so you can see
He-
the graphic here. Yeah,
he
that's-
likes telling me about them, telling me I have to get them, and then not playing them with
And then
me.
not playing
That's
them.
what he likes about them.
He does this a lot. He does this a
shots
lot.
fired.
This
Shots
is,
fired.
This is not the first time he's done this.
Hey,
so
send me a message when the game's installed.
It's currently,
Will do.
it's currently happening.
I'm gonna go play a puzzle game on my VR. JK.
It's the reason I do not have Splatoon 2 anymore because there's somebody that did not.
You never
play it.
asked. We're not even friends
How
on
many
Switch.
times I asked to
Dude,
play this game
we're still
with
not
you?
even on. We're still not even friends on Switch yet.
Do you ever bring your? We need to do that. My
It's
Switch
right
is
there.
always here. My Switch is upstairs. Or
We're gonna set
down
it up
here.
tonight.
I was just playing.
Or
We're gonna friend each other tonight and you go rebuy Splatoon.
So let me get this straight. Actually, while we're on this, Mario and Rabbids, the multiplayer that's in that, you have to be
Local.
in the same room. It's local. You have to be in the same room.
It's really not even worth it. Probably it's like a niche feature. It's there.
Do
but
you have
I
it
don't
unlocked? Do you have that unlocked?
Uh-huh.
That mode.
Yeah.
We should try it out.
We can try it. I mean,
I want to try to see how.
Everyone will probably leave and we'll be the only one sitting in your garage playing it. But you know,
It's such a fun game.
it is a really
It
good
is a
game.
really fun
Did
game.
you
I
ever
can't
talk
put
about
down.
it? earlier?
yes.
Yeah, I mentioned that I played it. I didn't
Okay.
want to get too far into because not everybody is on that, and I didn't want to get into the
3 of the 5.
I used to own it.
It's hard to try to
You sold
to
it?
explain
No, he
it as
stole it from
turn
me.
based.
Oh.
The type of turn base it is. For me, it's a different type of turn base
I agree.
because you have the movements you could do, the different weapons, the sights.
I loved it.
I think I just named everything that's in a basic turn-based
Right.
game. But again, it plays a little different.
Yeah, I agree.
Another
Golf
one on
Story,
here,
man.
Picross S.
But quick question.
Is that what you're clapping? Picross?
Well,
Yeah.
I was going to ask
I
you
played-
guys a quick question about the golf thing, though. Did you guys ever play Mario Golf on the handhelds
Yes.
by chance?
Oh, on the
No, I
handheld,
didn't.
no.
Okay, so every Mario Golf on a handheld system was that, essentially.
Oh.
It's an RPG where there was like a central hub. You would talk to people, gain quests, go play golf, come back to the hub, gain more quests, blah, 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 earn level up clubs. And they never had this on a console version, though. So that's why, like, when I saw that, I was like, holy crap, that looks just like Mario Golf for, like, GBA,
Right.
but with an RPG mode, and I can play, like, straight up old school 8-bit golf. I can't wait to go home and download that game tonight.
So yeah, all these are available. There's a list of 18 games. You can search this list. We might actually just post this
Hold
up on
on,
our website.
we didn't
too.
cover, though. I interrupted the most important thing.
Picross.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was just getting to.
Yes.
Because
Oh, I thought
already
you were
said
done.
it, and
I'm
then
so
you
sorry. I
had,
thought you were done.
guess what you had interrupted with another important thing, I guess. But
Picross.
yeah, Picross. This is Picross S.
Yeah.
For Switch.
It's just
Yeah, this for Switch. Yeah, okay, this okay.
I don't think it means
I think this is the one I might just go grab this.
Get
off
it.
the
you
eShop.
need to get Picross 3D.
That is amazing.
Wait,
Yes.
but
But he
that's
doesn't
on
have a
3DS.
3DS.
I know.
So this is why
Just
I'm
wanna borrow
excited.
that too.
This is why on this list I'm super excited about this. I'm also excited about. I don't know if anybody. I mean, I saw One Piece. I think that's pretty cool.
I'm excited about Demo.
What is that?
Demo- Demo is a rhythm game. Okay.
I can't.
That's funny, right?
Demo is a rhythm game that was originally for Android, probably for iPhone, but I don't care.
Oh.
Is it like Patapon?
And it's beautiful. No.
Rhythm
Oh,
games.
is that the one
It's
with like the
nothing like
weird,
Patapon.
like shadow-looking guy,
Yes.
and it's like a beautiful piano
Yes.
game? Holy crap!
How much is
Yes.
this
That
guy?
game is
Huh?
fantastic.
How much is this?
The one on Android is free, but you can
Yes.
you can get more song packs.
Oh, so Demo is free on Android.
Yeah.
But
Oh, it's a great
on
game.
Switch,
I'm sure they're gonna add the
like
sound.
$10, maybe
Yeah,
$5.99.
with all the song. I mean, there's a lot of songs for the Android version.
Wow, 200
much-
pieces of music.
How much is this Picross S going to be?
I don't care.
Oh, $7.99.
Take my money.
$7.90? Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah. But it's an original version of Picross before they went to the 3D model, and honestly, I really like the 3D one more than
I like
standard.
The 3D. Yeah, me too.
I think it's actually a little easier to play. Where standard Picross is really fun, but the difficulty curve goes from like easy to stupid
To
hard.
kill yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
goes. It gets really hard.
That's
still beat
that's
them
all.
though.
That's almost how Mario Rabbids is getting for me. It's getting stupid hard.
I heard it gets
I'm
really hard.
midway into the second world.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's getting crazy. I asked Nerd Girl earlier today, like, is there a guide for this game? Because I might want the guide.
I
Yeah,
told
you
him to
go to
use
just go to
this.
MyTube, mytube.com.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Fuck you. I like MyTube. The app MyTube, UWP on Windows 10 is great. You can do a lot with it.
You can look it
try
up
to
on
find
your
it.
Bing search bar through Microsoft Edge.
Open the Windows Store. You'll get it. Use the Windows Store. Before we get to our last story and get out of here, I do have to mention on Switch I did play Project Octopath Traveler. Doc, you were wrong.
I did too.
Fucking love it. It's I like the
Project
story.
Octopath Traveler.
Yeah. So
You liked
who did you play as?
The dude.
Yeah, see, I played as the dancer. This chick gets sprite bitch smacked. Like
Oh my God.
That's a sentence.
the game is sweet. The
Yeah.
game is sweet. She's like she's a dancer, quote unquote
yeah.
dancer.
She allures you.
Her pimp. Oh man, I wish I could remember this. I took all these notes too,
Oh,
but my phone died.
Can't wait to hear this. This
it
is
was
great.
I'm gonna do a little something separate for this game because I can't wait till this thing comes out. I've got to
Okay.
play the rest of this story because like you end up chasing your pimp and your pimp is trying to get you on stage to
Candy
get some
Crush.
high price. There's even a mode where like one of your abilities is to attract other guys to come to
Yeah,
the club to
to
watch
lead them
you
to traps.
to watch you dance, right?
that's
So
it.
yeah, you gotta try. I was like,
Oh
oh,
my
shit,
God.
my ability. That game is sweet. I want to play more of it. The one bad part about it is a demo. I already wrote into it. I don't like that if you die on a boss, like before you get to this boss, it's a huge cutscene. Like it's super long.
Oh,
a lot
I
of
know.
dialogue. I do like that it's all voice acted. But if you die on the boss, you gotta watch the entire shit again.
That's stupid.
So yeah, it's a lot of me because I died a lot. So it was a lot of me just hitting A, and then I'm
Nothing
literally
happens.
holding the switch with one hand. A. Then I'm literally at some point I'm just taking. I literally just took the controllers off. So then I'm playing with just the two controllers holding them. But
Right.
then when I had to restart, I set one down and I'm just walking around the house just hey.
It's so funny. Like that game. I was listening to another podcast talk about that game, and they made
Traitor.
a lot of valid points about it. Like the music in the game is beautiful, but it's
Music's
also
great.
standard RPG fare,
Yeah.
right? Which is fine. Graphically, yeah, the game is super cool looking, but the problem is that no matter how awesome it looks, it still feels like an old school RPG with a storyline playing the guy, right? At least the guy that I picked, his storyline was like, there's a king, and then there's a king's servant, and the king's servant betrays the king, and now you have to stop the guy who betrayed. And you're like,
They killed my father as a dancer.
yeah, I was like,
And then I grew up
I'm like, okay,
still hunting.
I'm like, cool, I've seen this 1,000 times, like whatever. And he's like, yeah, he pointed that out. I was like, that's kind of valid. The battles themselves, while kind of fun in a way, also just felt very, again, like I was playing a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah,
And
the
I'm like,
the battles are pretty
They're
bland.
long.
They're bland
And they're bland.
long, but I think I'm playing it for the story. I need to get to the.
I
Are you
just hope the
chasing these
story is
three
good.
dudes? Are you chasing three dudes?
yeah.
Okay, so that's what I was wondering.
That
So it
battle
seems like
took forever, dude.
it seems like the characters are all going after the same group of three,
Okay.
and there's obviously more characters in there too. That's in the
Right.
demo. I'm excited about it. It's a game that I'm going to follow now
I had
because
more fun
I
with
want to
the
see more of that.
Pokken tournament demo.
Pokken tournament. Okay, that's one I gotta try. But speaking of, on Nintendo Switch, we got our last story before we get out of here tonight. Splatoon 2. You got
Yeah.
some thoughts? Sophia?
yeah. Okay,
First off, wait. Go. I'll let you go.
You're fine. So Splatoon, there was an article about Splatoon 2 today that I saw that kind of piqued my interest, mainly because it was talking about how players are starting to run into scenarios where they're trying to play like ranked and competitive matches online, and they're running into the same teams over and over again.
Right.
In other words, that means that there's a lack of players online. And it kind of made me think, especially reading further into the article, they're talking about that like people are going onto like Discord and finding groups and like going onto message boards and Reddit and finding all these alternative sources. Here's the important part. Outside of what Nintendo provides, to find players to play with or set up events or times and, you know, or meeting points or whatever to be able to play this game with maybe other people that are just as interested, potentially the same skill level, things like that.
Right.
Okay. That's dangerous, man.
It's really
you
not.
Shouldn't ever have to do that, and I'll tell you why. Your Xbox/PlayStation, for whatever type of person you may be, is a hub for your entertainment, right? That's how they've built them. You pay a subscription fee, you get your movie stations, TV stations, you get your video games, you get your friends, you get your chat, you get downloadable games, you have music. You can do literally anything on these systems now.
My cable.
Yeah, her cable is through her PlayStation 4. You know what I can do with my Switch? Play single-player games or play multiplayer games, possibly, if I choose to go online with it. That's it. It is not a hub, which means that I will never go home and be like, all right, time to load up my Switch for the evening because it's my source of entertainment, outside of the fact that I want to play a particular game. And when my friends come online, we're still talking about this, you can either best friend them or remove them. I can't do anything else. I have to download an app on my phone in order to play Splatoon, but which requires me to go outside of the app to message my friends still, to get them to jump into the game, and then maybe play with them through the voice chat, which until recently was just fixed that if you minimized it, you would lose connection to it.
Right. So
a phone call comes in the middle of the game and you lose connection to your friends.
Okay, so you're listing kind of a lot of things that's going on with that particular title there in a console. So I'm wondering, for me, what are you more angry about? Are you saying, are you coming from the stance that there aren't enough players to play with, or that they're making it difficult to play with the players that are playing the game?
From a personal standpoint, I remember when they talked about the Switch and they promoted it as like the ease of use of multiplayer, like local versus or online for that matter. And I realized that, and this is a personal thing, I realized that as an adult at this point in my life, I'm not getting together with my friends to play my Switch. No matter if every single one of them owns one, we will never find time to ever sit down and play them.
Honestly, we've all owned them.
We all own one. When's the first time? We've never done it.
We've never all played them, and we're not friends on Switch. Right.
So, and for me, I think, like, I hearken this back to Destiny 1. Destiny had this exact same problem. And this is beyond just a console, because this is the game itself that was on a console that had a friend system. But you were still, even outside of that friend system, there were sites that were built, apps that were made to find groups to play with people in Destiny on. But what it did is, and it's bad that it did it this way. I'm going to first state this: it did solve it did offer. It was an avenue to a solution to a problem. But I will say it was a problem that you should have known you were going to have.
Destiny didn't know it was going to have half the problems.
For what Destiny wanted to be, it wanted to be that console MMO shooter. It should have known it needed to make better match. It had to revolutionize what matchmaking could be.
But what
you're still hasn't done that yet.
No,
it's guided games is awesome. The ideal of it, you know.
But I think the problem is like when you compare a game like Splatoon, which isn't essentially massively it's an MMO, right? I mean, that is Destiny is an MMO. In
essence, yeah.
And it is a game that it is a commitment. It is not just an experience that you play for 20 hours. You play it for years.
And you feel Splatoon isn't that much of that.
No,
commitment.
Splatoon is a game that, I mean, you could play until the next one comes out or the next big shooter comes out or whatever. It's that in between kind of a game.
Yeah.
Though I love it and I still think it's great, I don't play it. I never sit down and go, I really want to play this game, but I have nothing but high praise for it.
I literally played it for only a month. And like you said, until the next shooter comes out. And that shooter happened to be Mario Rabbids.
Or Destiny or whatever.
And then Destiny was right around the corner, so yeah.
But what leads me to this problem, I think, is that, you know, people are having to go out and do these things now. In Destiny's case, it worked. It made sense. Like, they did all these little things where fans of the game maybe kept the game alive. And if those fans didn't exist, maybe Destiny 2 wouldn't be a real thing, or Destiny 1 would still be on its 10-year plan. We don't know for sure, you know, possibly. But with a game like Splatoon is just a drop in the bucket of competitive multiplayer games in the world of games that we have.
Right.
And what led me to think about this was something I've been kind of thinking about for a long time. And I don't know why this always happens, but I think of games like Evolve and Battleborn. And I know these weren't huge games by any means.
It was supposed to be.
But they were supposed to be.
They were supposed to turn the tide of esports in just competitive multiplayer gameplay, right?
But what happened? A game like that, which promotes its multiplayer aspect so heavily, and then if it ever dies, that game ceases to literally exist. So, like, until it goes free to play, which means nothing unless people are still playing it.
Like
but if
Mag.
you're like Mag, Mag's a good example.
Even Evolve went free to play pretty fast too, didn't it?
Evolve faded very quickly. Battleborn faded the first day it came out.
Yeah,
that was bad timing too.
Like, can you imagine trying to jump in? And I don't want to use Destiny as an example, but imagine trying to play like Ghost. Okay, let's use Ghost Recon Wildlands. That's a good one. Yeah, let's say the PvP update did not happen yet. Okay, or Division for that matter. How many people do you think are still playing the Division, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, Splatoon 2, 15 other games that have multiplayer competitive aspects, blah, 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 it doesn't really matter. Out of all the people in the world that have access to the internet, can sit on a system and play it at that moment, you think they're playing probably the hot new game right now, the majority of them? Or do you think people are playing Ghost Recon Wildlands or Division, for example?
And I think that's where you can step back and say, you really can't compare the two of those, because when you say that no one's playing Division or no one's playing Wildlands, because they might be playing what is the other one, Rainbow Six Siege.
There's another one, Battlefield.
But they're playing that game because there's an option. When you look at Splatoon 2, that's the only game like that on that console.
Don't look at this from a specific standpoint. Look at this from a very general, broad perspective.
Right.
Of the fact that every one of those games that I named has online multiplayer at its core.
But when it fails, when the multiplayers leave, what happens?
What happens to the game? Now, Splatoon has a single player, but it's not worth keeping the game for.
But I think even when you look at it as a whole, in general, what happens to the multiplayer game when the players leave the game?
It dies.
You shouldn't have that problem with a game like Splatoon, because you don't have any other option. Like, if you talk about playing a multiplayer shooter on Switch, Splatoon's your option.
It is.
If you talk about a multiplayer shooter on Xbox, you've got Wildlands, you've got
Gears, Halo,
Division, you've got Halo, you've got Call of Duty, you've got Battlefield, you've got
Battlefield.
You've got so many.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, that audience is gonna disperse across those games.
Yes, it is.
But when we talk about that single exclusive first-person shooter that's multiplayer and supports online, like, you can have there are other shooters that you could play, style shooters that you can play on Switch. They don't have multiplayer online.
No, but let's consider this.
So again, being that only one, there's those hiccups. They don't know how to do it right. Destiny 1 did not know how to do MMO right. Bungie never did an MMO. They said, we're going to do an MMO.
And that's
this MMO is going to be hot. This MMO is going to last 10 years. And 2 years later, they made another MMO. Because these are not sequels. You could say, like, the story, yes, it's a sequel.
Well, like, and I don't want to say...
It's not a sequel game.
I don't want to say too like oh, I really love Call of Duty Ghosts, and why is no one playing this game anymore? Well, dude, because like 6 Call of Duties came out since then. We're talking about a game that is still essentially in the limelight for the Switch. It is the shooter to play on the Switch, and I still think the game has a lot of staying power. I really do. But it just leads me to think that with Nintendo being a system that is just either single player or online, but with nothing in between and no reason to ever use it outside of those two aspects, why in the world would I ever be online to play Splatoon 2 when I'm never going to be on my Switch for any other reason than to play a game?
So let me ask you this, and Nerd Girl, you can go ahead and answer first. Do you think Splatoon would have been better if Switch had a better multiplayer system?
Absolutely.
And that's the only thing holding Splatoon back?
I feel like it's a huge aspect of it, yeah.
I still think it comes down to gameplay. What do you think, Doc? Is it have the same
as a Nintendo fan and let's put it this way: 15 years or 10 years ago, if somebody said, "Dude, Mario Kart Online," what would you have said? You would have crapped your pants. You'd have been like, "Oh, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard." Those words together. But now we have it.
Not as beautiful as GoldenEye Online. That's the shit right there that they need to work on.
That'll never happen though. But like something like that to me was like a dream. And when Nintendo finally made that dream come true, it was so poorly handled. And then you're like, okay, like Nintendo, you guys blew it. It wasn't great. It was cool. You could do it, but it didn't last long and whatever. All right, your next system, you're going to do better. I know. I believe in you guys. Next system comes out. Friend codes. Do your friend codes. Oh, did you want to do anything? You got to call your friends on the phone or chat with them or something. Find some other way to handle that because we don't trust all of you foul-mouthed heathens out there to talk to the children that play all the Mario Karts on the lines.
Again, a Japanese company.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had the Wii, we had the DS, the DSi, I guess, was the first attempt.
Yeah.
Then we had the 3DS, and then we had the Wii. And again, we're like, all right, you guys blew it again. Like friend codes, this is stupid. Come on, I know you got this. Then the Wii U comes out, same thing. All right, Switch. Switch has got to be the moment where Nintendo drops it. They're like, you know what? We're going to have everything. They've even said
it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
You hear them saying it's a bad idea.
Yeah. And what did they do? The Switch comes out. Friend codes, a little easier to use this time. You can just like there's some other way to do it. It's not as complicated as it was before.
Right.
But all I can still do is remove somebody or best friend them, which still means nothing. I have no way to talk to them. I have no way to see what they're doing online and invite them to a game. And there's no reason for me to be on my Switch other than play games because guess what I can do on my Wii U? Watch Netflix, watch Crunchyroll, watch Hulu, watch Amazon Prime.
So you see, that's what I'm saying.
I can do all
like
these things on my Wii U, but not on my Switch.
It seems like your anger is across this rainbow of issues with the Switch, not the game.
No. Well, but remember, the whole concept of the Splatoon thing was to lead into this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm not like, oh, Splatoon. Splatoon was like the staging area for me to get to this point of where, why in the world can I not have everything on my Switch when it exists on my Wii U? A system that came out before.
But didn't I make this argument just 2 weeks ago? Like everything that's on 3DS should be on Switch.
Yeah, well, but that's different. We're talking Wii U to Switch, though. It's different.
But on 3DS, I could play Netflix.
Yeah,
and
but
you know what I'm saying?
Nobody would ever do it, really.
I do it.
Really?
When I had the 3DS, I did it.
That's crazy. I never did it.
Yeah, so, but you and I have made the same argument then at that point. The Switch is not doing what it could do. No. Do you think it gets better?
I do think it gets better. I think it's going to take time.
And taking time. So let me play devil's advocate here. This is the boardroom. We have just changed Man Cave Studios into the boardroom of Nintendo of America.
Okay.
How do you do it and be different?
Sir, you're not Japanese. You're not allowed to talk. Let's talk to Hiromoku-san.
Translate.
Okay. Please translate.
Why do you have to be different? Why do you have to be different?
Yeah.
Because then it's the same thing.
No, what's the difference between PS4 and 360?
When it comes to the multiplayer?
Xbox One. Yeah. Finding friends and that shit.
Well,
nothing. Zero things are different. Do it the same fucking way it works.
Xbox did come up with the finding group.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking
about
the friends.
It's those things that
Simplify,
make that.
Larry. It's so simple. It's make me want to pick up my Switch. Okay, and I'll make it even more clear. On my PS4, I have all of these apps that I can use, and I use them. And then I'm like, man, I don't have Showtime on my PS4, but I do on my Xbox. Now that my Xbox is on, I can still go to Netflix, and I can still go to YouTube, and I can still do all the things I can do on my PS4, except maybe this thing has one thing, and maybe this has another, but it doesn't matter because the majority of what I want to do is on either system, no matter what fan of the system I am.
It's so hard to be in this era because you're among that same audience 2 years ago who was upset because everything was turning towards entertainment, and that same audience was saying, "What about the games? We want the games.
They still have the games. That's never been an issue."
And now you're asking for a console that can do more than games.
I don't want in a way, yes, but I want a console that literally says, "Turn me on and spend time with me."
Right.
Outside of just playing a game, because I will tell you how many times
exactly what I just said.
How many times have you had your Xbox on, been playing a game, then been like, you know what? I think I'm going to jump into this next game, or even better, I'm playing a game, you jump into some other game. I'm like, oh, dude, my bro's on. Let me jump on. Maybe we'll. Hey, what are you doing, buddy? Let's play this game really quick. I didn't know you were jumping on tonight. Cool, let's play some golf or whatever it is.
That never happens to me. By the way, that never happens to me.
We'll do it.
Never.
I promise that. I'm just saying these are things that can happen.
Play these games with us because everything he's describing is everything that he didn't want. He didn't want all the entertainment.
You didn't know me 2 years ago.
He wanted games. You said this earlier this year on this show. What about the games? We want the games. I want the games.
Yeah, and the games.
And now you want Netflix with your games.
I just want my friends to want to spend time.
And then you want to play games with your friends, but you don't play games with your friends.
I'm just saying, and we are all this gamer, so I think we can all relate in this sense.
You don't know me.
You don't know me.
We're all this gamer.
You don't know me.
You own an Xbox,
You
PlayStation,
people.
Switch. You own an Xbox, PlayStation, Switch. I own all three as well. We are not necessarily the norm, guys.
I have 2 of each.
Yeah, I know. Stop. You're definitely
At
not
minimum.
the norm for sure.
I have 3 of one of them.
I
That being
have
the
3 of
case,
one of them.
we obviously have made a choice, but there's always something on one system that we want to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's always that one thing. Like, you love racing games and you had your Forzas, but the minute they say Gran Turismo, you're like, well, that's my game because I love Gran Turismo. But you got to have a PlayStation for that. This dude over here, the only game he loves more than anything in the world is Uncharted.
I thought he was going to say Mass
Uncharted so
Effect.
much.
I thought he was going to say Mass Effect. You were so fucking wrong.
But I'm just saying. But like my point is that like we all have a choice. Like you choose to use your Xbox more than anything else.
Actually, it's PlayStation now more.
What do you use most? PlayStation for TV, probably, right?
Yeah, because it's my TV.
Same, and I use my PlayStation mainly because it is my entertainment center. And on top of that, the majority of great games that are out there that I want to play right now, personally, are on PlayStation. However, I still own a good handful of Switch games, and I do spend time with it, but not on my television. It is always in handheld mode.
Right.
Well, I will say you may have classified me a little wrong there because I don't favor console. I go to whatever console has the best game that I'm playing at the time. So right now for me it's an equal switch between
PS4 and PS4. What are you talking about?
PS4 and Switch.
No.
What?
You have Destiny, Uncharted, and Mass Effect are all on your PlayStation.
No, Mass Effect is on my Xbox.
Mass Effect is on
but
Xbox.
my Xbox,
So-
I actually unplugged my Xbox last week and just plugged it back in today, but still haven't turned it on. But
I'm the
I've been
same
playing
boat.
my Xbox in a while.
wins.
Yeah, my PlayStation
Right
wins
now
right
it
now,
does.
right
Yes.
now, because I go where the game is. When it comes to entertainment, I actually watch more entertainment on my phone than anywhere else. Even if I'm sitting in front of a TV, I look at my phone and watch Netflix.
I
Or
get
Hulu
yelled at for that.
or something
Well, I'll
like
be
that.
honest. All of my stuff is on my PC. Like I watch
And,
HBO,
and that's true too. Like if
you know.
I don't want to use my phone or my battery died or something like that, I would end up going and grabbing my laptop and
Right.
watching it on the laptop before I turn an Xbox on to watch Netflix.
And I'm the opposite.
Or I'm in a TV that has a smart app and
Sure.
I just turn that on. So I'm really not as much as people. And I think I get that from a lot of people think that I use my consoles for that, but I rarely watch.
I really do though.
Stuff in my console.
I only do.
Crunchyroll, YouTube, HBO, Showtime, Stars, all that stuff is all console for me, and it's spread across between both of the main ones. But like, I'll be honest, like upstairs in my house, the living room television that is primarily used by my wife is all Wii U. It's Crunchyroll, Netflix, pretty much is what she uses, and that's all she needs. And that Wii U, it satisfies that need, and it's still occasionally I will go over and just like, I want to play a game on this thing. I still feel the need to want to go and play that thing once in a while. Now, it's not that I don't feel the need to play my
that
Switch.
console for me is the 360.
It's the issue of I want to jump online with my friends on Switch, but Nintendo won't let me.
Because I'll still bring up the Time Warner app on 360 just to watch live TV on 360. That's the only way I get TV in my front living room is through the 360. But I can watch live TV on it, so that's the only reason I really keep that thing around. And you know what? I got 2 360s.
Of course you do.
I have 5.
Think about this too. LA Noire is coming to the Switch. That game has some choice language and choice situations in it that maybe is not appropriate for younger viewers.
And you should have a friend system in there so you can share it.
Why can't I chat online with other people and call them?
Well, again, like we said earlier, like we said earlier in our last episode,
I just want them. I'm just saying, if they can put a game on there that's M-rated, then let me talk to real people. I'm sorry if your child is exposed to the real world, but let me tell you something.
You probably brought them Call of Duty.
When I was at the Tribe game last night, and just for the fun of it, for whatever reason, I decided to listen to the amount of F words that were dropped by every single person around me.
Just for the fun of it.
If you're a child,
just for fucking fun.
Literally, if you're a child, you would have heard it 30 times from just random people. And I'm thinking, well, and that's the world we live in now, is that it's not like you can't say those kinds of things. You just can because everyone else does.
Right.
So what I'm saying is that if that's where we live, just give me what we want.
Well, we want to know what you want too. So whatever game you're playing right now on whatever system, tell us why you're playing that game, why you're playing on that system. Join in the conversation. That's our show for tonight. That's Maincast 832. Join us next week. We'll get right into the live recording of Loading Screen, followed by a new episode of Maincast as well. throughout the week we'll have some videos going up, and we'll be dropping some stuff, some news over in the Facebook page too. Check that out. Search for One Life to Play. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
Twitch.
Hitbox.
Not Hitbox, Smashcast.
I do it to him every week. I
No,
love it.
Smashcast.
YouTube.
iTunes, YouTube,
MySpace.
MySpace, Lycos, can't forget
MyTube.
MyTube. Yeah, on MyTube too. You can check it on MyTube.
Your Xbox app.
Switch.
Switch.
Find us on
That's
Switch.
The one place you
I dare you.
find
We'll
us.
just provide an Excel spreadsheet for you folks.
Our own website.
You know what? Find One Life to Play on Switch and then screenshot and let us know what you found.
And then you win.
Because I
Best
want to know what
friend
that
us,
is.
then remove us, because that's all you can do.
Yeah, make sure you get at us in the comments, all that. Until next time, and in between time, game on.
Game on. That was weird.
What?
You said Gavin.
God bless.
God bless.